We're back, baby! MD Cast! Episode 28. It's been long overdue. We've been in
3
COVID.
days since slept.
Okay, yeah, we're back, everyone. Q couldn't be with us today because he had to dispose of a body. But today we have another special guest, Dylan.
Hi.
Welcome, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Nice to be here, Eric.
So, what's everybody been up to during this fine pandemic and all these times you had to be alone with your thoughts?
Beating my meat.
Thank you for the honesty.
It's become a bad habit.
I've almost been arrested twice.
What the fuck?
That's a development. I barely go outside.
So do I.
Oh no.
So
What's child porn? I'm joking.
it was not child porn.
It's been 1 minute, Tyler.
Man, it's a good thing we're not profitable, otherwise we'd be demonetized.
No, so I was telling you that I'm drinking new water because I'm trying to stay healthy, get back in shape. Now the gyms are open up. I've started going back to the gym, but something caught my eye while scrolling through social media. A new mountain water that comes in a can is healthier for the environment because it doesn't use plastic. It's a liquid death. And it's in a tall boy can. And it looks like a beer.
Really? Oh, I see.
So
where this
much.
is going.
It has little lines across it that says mountain water. Everything else about it looks like
That
a tall
even
boy.
sounds like it could be an IPA too.
Yeah, it's carbonated drinks. They carbonate it to have like a beer carbonation.
Oh my
But-
god.
I'm walking downtown, and police station. Cop pulls out, goes to the driveway. I'm drinking water. I don't realize. Walk right in front of the cop. Take a big swig, and all I hear from behind me is whoop. And are you fucking stupid? I'm like, what? What? What do you mean? It's like you're publicly drinking. I'm like, no, I'm not publicly drinking. It's like,
drinking
put
the
down the
bottle.
beer gun, hand on holster. I'm
What
like,
the fuck?
I'm gonna get shot over a water that I've ordered in from Poland. No, from Austria.
From Austria.
And sorry. And luckily I was able to defuse the situation by handing him my
Water.
water and be like, no, it's water. Would you like some? I have 3 more in my bag. He's like, alright, go into my bag, realize I do have a tall boy can in it, and I almost hand the cop a tall boy of Bud. No, Canadian. So,
Well, that would have been fine. That would have just been another misunderstanding, I think.
yeah, I think that would have
Maybe.
been a good laugh if I actually handed him a beer. But, And-
From the sounds of it, I don't know if he'd have a good sense of humor about it, too, if he had his fucking hand on his gun for a water.
yeah.
Or a beer at the time.
You said the water's carbonated, right?
Not the water that I had, but,
Oh.
like, the water I was drinking was just flat water.
How the fuck do people drink carbonated water?
I drink it because I'm trying to cut back on my pop intake.
Oh, so like something
it's-
to replace
And,
it?
yeah, and the biggest issue for me is that carbonation sensation I get from pop is fine. And drinking carbonated, like, water, like, I have, my house is filled with carbonated waters. It's just flavored waters. I have peach.
You bubble guy?
Bubbly?
Yeah, I love bubbly. Any cheap brand of carbonated water I drink, and I haven't had a pop since, like, not including right now with the mix.
That's mixed. That doesn't count.
Yeah, for like 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It tastes like TV static to me.
Well, yeah, that's actually a pretty good term for it, because I've tried carbonated, and I've even tried like other carbonated just drinks that weren't pop. I remember the one that's like got a grapefruit flavor or lemon flavor. I remember trying that because of some school thing, and I'm just trying it. And I'm like, wow, this is awful.
Yeah, I'm not
Was
gonna.
that- Was
Sorry.
that the creative writing course or something?
It might have been.
Because we did a creative writing course in high school, or I think it was an environmentalist. I don't even know what the fuck it was
Yeah, who
anymore.
fucking knows?
But
right?
they gave us pizza and Perrier at the end.
Yeah, it was Perrier.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that stuff, and ever since I've just been like, well, and I mean I've always been kind of, why would you drink carbonated water? Because I am not a health conscious person, so I just drink pop. But
To be fair, the difference between carbonated water and pop is so drastic. If I ever slip up, like I slipped up once and I had a Coke, I quickly fell back on the drinks.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
bought 3 cases of like Pepsi the next day. And, like in 2 weeks, I was out of Pepsi. It's like, God, I need to start drinking carbonated water again. But yeah.
It's its own kind of like small addiction because like I've heard that same kind of thing so many times with people that are actually like doing drugs and shit. I read Anthony Kiedis's biography, the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Big fucking book, but it talks a lot about like his struggles with heroin, and he got off of it for a little while because his best friend, who was a band member at the time, overdosed, and he wanted it so that he had to go and get a dental procedure done. And he said, I don't want any freezing or anything like that because it could stimulate that same kind of part of my brain, and then I could fall right back into it. Later on, I think he had a different surgery that caused him to do that exact same thing. He got freezing and he was like, I need heroin.
that's the rock star life. You get on some whack shit, and it's very hard to get out.
I never truly understood that, like,
What, the rock star's life,
rock
getting
star
stuck on drugs?
life, or like the rapper life. Oh, I gotta do Molly. Oh, I gotta do perk.
Well, part of it is just the culture around, because like, keep in mind, like old like rock and roll and shit that a lot of later rock would be based off of was based around this idea of breaking the establishment, you know, going against the grain and all that. And so naturally, when you get into like punk rockers or like the rockers who go like hard and stuff, you know, that you take that idea of like, yeah, fuck the man, fuck the establishment, we do what we want. That leads into a lot of just, you know, yeah, we're having massive parties, we're drinking. You want to know what's fun? What that they don't let you have? Coke, heroin. And so everyone just gets fucking hopped up on these drugs. And of course, you got all these fucking groupies coming in like, yo, let's do some heroin. You're like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking kill the party when you are literally the life of it?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's why you're not.
You're a bad rock star, Tyler.
I'll tell you what, Tyler. This is why you are not the Kurt Cobain of our modern society, amongst
Look
other
what
We don't have an
Kurt
artistic
Cobain.
style.
He burned out. He didn't fade away, Tyler. I had topics for this one, and I haven't even fucking pulled them out
Yeah,
yet.
well, I'll give you a bunch of topics. We've been stuck inside for months and haven't done anything, and we're starved for the boys.
Oh man, I lost so much weight.
I
then
probably
quickly
gained it.
Put a lot of weight on.
Yeah.
So, like, near the end of this, I had been going to the gym on a consistent basis. And I was just starting to feel good about, like, how I was looking. And then, gym's closed. I'm like, this isn't going to be a problem. I'll just work out from home. Push-ups, sit-ups, squats. Nope. Good. One, like, maybe a week. I kept up with this routine. Nope. Lost all that weight. I lost 35 pounds. And then put on 45 pounds.
Yeah. Before quarantine, I was 200 pounds, and now I'm 400.
Yeah, he doesn't even fit inside this little tent we got set up.
Oh yeah, we should probably say we're outside right now because we don't want to risk people being inside and my family getting COVID. So we're doing NatureCast 2.5.
Except nature is the backyard.
Yeah, so if you hear birds and cicadas, which are going on right now, that's why.
Because it's fucking hot out, and for some reason I decided to wear my leather vest.
Yeah,
look
that's a massive
cool.
oversight. It's been insanely fucking hot lately.
It's been good the last few days. It hasn't really hit the 30s, but I'm pretty sure it hit 30 today. The one time we do the podcast.
It's been ridiculous. I'm just sitting there dying in this heat. I'm like, come on.
I went on a run today. Normally I run from my place to the fairgrounds. I'll run back. I made it to the fairgrounds, died, called an Uber. My roommate's like, man, Dylan, that's your like fastest time. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
You should have just said,
What?
yeah, man, I fucking sonicked that shit. I've actually started going for runs too. Just this week, I picked the worst fucking week to do it. It's hot as shit, as we
Yeah.
stated. But today it was kind of funny because this is the first time that I encountered another runner. It wasn't you. But
Eric ran all
I
the way to
hope
the
it
Western
wasn't
Fair.
me, because then at that point I'm kind of like nervous that like you'd be like, oh hey, it's Dylan, just casually run behind me for like just keep like a
Slowly
20 foot,
catching
just
up.
like whenever I stop and stretch and look behind me,
hide
like,
behind a tree or something.
just like
Just
I hope he
Scooby-Doo out from behind a
notices.
pole.
why doesn't he notice me hiding behind this tree?
Dylan Senpai, please. I've been stalking you for 4 years.
You've
Oh.
been working up a good sweat, senpai.
Those undergachis must stank.
Yeah.
What?
But during my run today, this is the first time I encountered another runner, and he was on my same path. So he was kind of running in front of me, and he was taking all the same turns that I was, and I was like, "You fucking freak!"
You got the road rage.
And like, even though I know it doesn't matter, my pride was on the line. I wasn't going to stop running until he did, and I get tired pretty quickly simply because this is the first time I ever started running.
Yeah.
So that motivated me to go the entire circuit of like my neighborhood without stopping and back to my house. That's the first time I did that.
Man,
Your pride is
testosterone's
on the
a
line.
powerful thing.
It sure
The
is.
competitive spirit.
I will
man.
throw myself off a cliff to prove a point.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever said something that was like really messed up and bad, but you didn't intend it to be?
So
All
I've
the
never
time.
said this before, but you know me, an avid D&D player and DM
Aye.
myself. I've had an awkward moment where my friend brought his female friend to her first D&D game,
Oh no.
and our other friend, I won't give his name, but we're all sitting outside. This halfway through the session, it's going really good. She's having a good time, and out of his words, I literally sip on my drink. He's like, "I'm really surprised that you'd come out tonight. You know, you being alone with all these guys." And I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" He's like, "No, I didn't mean it like that. You just made it sound like we were gonna kidnap and kill this woman." He's like, "Well, obviously not. We'd probably do other things." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
And in the session, Bukaki wrote
I almost said his name because just such a stupid.
Was it John or Sam? Because they've been on the podcast.
No. It's a
Okay.
different group of friends I've known
All
for a
right.
long
You
time.
guys are in the clear. Good job, John and Sam.
But,
They always have been. Love those guys.
yeah.
That
No,
reminds
if John
me
and
of,
Sam were a part of that group, I would have been blown away because they're like picture perfect. And but I'm not sure if you knew the story, but John's brother, his younger brother, not his youngest, and my sister almost had a thing.
I won't go too deep into it, but I could have seen it.
Yeah, and this was something that both me and John were pushing. My sister got like this like scumbag boyfriend
Uh-oh.
who I automatically hated, and he was automatically afraid of me because I hadn't met the kid the entire relationship, and my sister was like, "Well, we can't do anything unless you meet my brother." It's like, "Oh, is he a cool guy?" He's like, "No, he'll probably nail your balls on my door. Why do you ask?" And I'm like, she tells me this. I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't do that. She's like, "Yeah, I know, but I told him I was kidding, but now he doesn't want to meet you." And I'm like, well,
That's a good sign that he shouldn't.
yeah, but they just broke up recently due to the whole. social distancing, they haven't been able to see each other.
Yeah.
I gave my sister some time to think. And I was never verbal about my displeasure about her boyfriend because I'm just a supportive older brother.
But you could read it on the walls.
But yeah, I saw the like issues that they were having, and I'm glad that they've kind of come apart. But now I've been like aggressively been like, she's like, yeah, I wish I had people to hang out with. It's like, you know who I bet wishes that they'd have somebody to hang out with? John's brother.
Supporter older brother turned wingman.
Because like they almost had a thing once where they went to go meet up at the university, and unfortunately just because he told her to meet him at the library, and they had like 7 libraries.
Oh,
He wasn't able to
okay.
find it. But yeah, but that's off topic. Like
Yeah.
talking about my sister.
That's fine.
yeah.
Back to the original topic.
Sorry.
One time when I was at work, this was when the whole Roseanne Barr controversy was going on, where she got canceled, and I hate cancel culture, but that's beside the point. And like she got booted off of her show, which was just a sitcom for those that don't know, because she was saying some dumb kind of racist stuff. I didn't know exactly what she said, and that will make sense as I continue. But
Wait, who is this?
Roseanne Barr, old lady from a sitcom.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who this is.
Roseanne?
Yeah, Roseanne.
Yeah, sitcom is just called
Roxanne.
Roseanne.
No, not Roxanne. Fucking idiot.
It's like
You don't
an
gotta
old,
put on the
90s
talk
sitcom,
show.
I think.
Okay.
So people at work were wondering like how they were going to write her off the show because it was moving on to like her sitcom canon sister, and it was her that was going to be like moving on the show, and Roseanne was going to be kicked out of it. And they were like, I wondered how they're going to move the show on, like how they're going to write her off. And then I just walked in and said, I think it would be really funny if they just had a bunch of angry apes run in and tear her apart. That's not now listen, I say stuff like that kind of often.
I know.
So, that's not the fucked up part. What I didn't realize was why she got canceled. She just kind of tweeted out to Valerie Jarrett. She said she looks like Planet of the Apes. Valerie Jarrett, I can't remember where she's from, but her origins aren't American. So she said that she looked like a monkey, and that was deemed racist.
Yeah.
And I said it would be funny if they had a bunch of angry apes run in and kill Roseanne.
Okay. Yeah. I see where the problem arrived from.
That's wonderful. That's the funny part of cancel culture. Nothing's funny about cancel culture, but it's funny to make racist jokes out of it.
That's a terrible thing too. I have a bad history of unintentionally making like racist jokes or like
Same.
being
haha.
racist by
You're just
accident.
racist.
And like I hold no malice to any specific race. Everybody says that they hate everybody equally, but I love everybody equally unless they're an asshole to me. But I remember one time in public school, another time that I was unintentionally kind of racist was we had a talent show that a bunch of the kind of the weirder kids were trying to push for us to do, like something where like a bunch
There
of
were
people were
weird
involved.
kids in you.
Oh yeah, honestly,
Surprisingly. Yeah.
It's-
Eric wasn't weird, he was just autistic.
Oh.
man. Yeah.
Can't say that anymore.
Well, it's true.
He wasn't autistic.
But there were like 20 of us, and they said we want to sing "When I Get Older" or "Waving Flag" because that was when
Right.
the Haiti earthquake happened,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, we're gonna sing that and we're gonna get in the talent show, and they started issuing out parts to people, and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to be a part of it. I'm not doing anything at break. And they
Big
say,
mistake.
okay, you get this part, and then they hand out all the other parts to everyone, and everyone's asking, can I be Justin Bieber? And the kid that, like, mandated it all was like, no, I want to sing Justin Bieber's part. So that was fine. But we did not rehearse.
Oh no.
We did not rehearse at all and then we went to do our audition, and we just read it off the paper, and we were trying to kind of sing, but nobody could really sing. Nobody knew how to sing. We were all fucking 6th graders. or 5th graders, I think. And I got the part where it's the Caribbean or African gentleman saying, nothing to eat. So I was at a crossroads of it was fighting to eat. Do I say fighting to eat in my normal voice, or do I say it in the accent? And I had to decide during the rehearsal or the tryouts for it. And I paused and I stumbled and I said, fighting to eat.
Do you not remember when our music teacher made us do that song?
Waving flag?
Yeah. You
I
might not-
remember it totally probably happened, but I mean, it fades into the memories of all of the other times they made us do something I didn't give a shit about.
It was so bad.
However, this is my redemption arc. After Haiti had the earthquake,
You went and you fed Haiti.
I tried, but I made a lemonade stand and I just went around the school selling lemonade for $1, and then I raised money to give to the Red Cross. I tried.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really good of you, Eric.
You were fighting to eat.
Fucking hell. So you guys have anything fucked up that you said that you didn't intend to be fucked up?
None that I can say on the air.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Oh, it's just a lot of N-words.
Jesus. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, in this quarantine, I've just been, like, trying to be funny, and it just makes me racist.
You and Tyler have reversed roles.
I'm
proud
always
of one of
doing
you.
it in Tyler's presence.
It's not my fault, I swear.
That's another thing we did during quarantine. We beat Dark Souls 3, which I've never played
Yeah.
a Dark Souls game before. But
I
these guys
also
helped
beat
me.
Dark Souls 3, and I have also never played a Dark Souls game. Well, I played Demon Souls when I was like a young ne'er-do-well.
When I was a
delinquent.
young boy.
When I was a delinquent, I decided to run away from home because I was in trouble.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I ended up moving in with my buddy's family for a bit.
And you ran into the gamer world.
Yeah, heavily. I used to play baseball and football, and now I play PlayStation and computer games.
Ooh, this man has elevated.
Yeah.
Gamers rise up.
Yeah, so he introduced me to Demon Souls when I was young, and somebody had bought me Dark Souls on Steam when it was on sale as a gift, and I never got around to downloading it. And because even though that, like, you've returned to work,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went back to work.
yeah, I haven't still.
Dylan is a coworker, by the way.
Yeah.
Continue.
And so I'm like, well, I might as well get through and beat some of my games. And I beat Borderlands, like, 3, and I played a bunch of visual novels. Some of them I highly regret playing, because they just weren't what I was expecting.
Were
when
they
I played
porn?
them. One of them was. One of them was a game that I got. It's like, cool, it's like a Mahjong game. And, nope.
Oh,
yeah,
those
no,
kind of
it's
games.
And it's
Mahjong.
on Steam. I got it for like New Year's. I got it for New Year's,
Troop, troop.
and me and a bunch of my friends were playing it because we always get together, get really drunk, and we play computer games and crash at my buddy's
Same.
house because he lives in he works at a funeral home, so we'll play and sleep in the funeral home, and it's super creepy.
Do you get to fuck the dead bodies?
I've asked, he says no.
Okay. That's sad.
Legalities, you know.
But
even the dead don't give me puss.
But yeah, so I was like, all right, let's play Dark Souls 3. And I hopped on, and a bunch of my friends on Discord noticed I was playing Dark Souls 3. It's like, hey, do you want to play with us? I'm like, it's a multiplayer
Oh
game.
no, you've triggered them.
It's a multiplayer game, and they're like, yeah, and they put in we set up the password, and they invaded me 4 times before they finally came over to help me with the fucking game.
Those fucking
True
bastards.
Dads.
Because they're all like max level PvP players, and they're like,
Oh, the shit lords.
yeah. And
Don't even get me started on PvP.
well, my one friend
Dark
only
Souls.
goes up to like the casual PvP,
Mm-hmm.
but he's still this is still the first area, and I'm over here putting down my symbol, and they're like, "Don't worry, we put down our symbols." And you guys like, "Oh, cool, it's red." Take it off. It's like, oh, that's a cool color. Oh, I thought it was supposed to be gold, but I guess.
Stop hitting me, bro.
Thought you were meant to help me.
I didn't even notice the first time. They got summoned. They came to me. They followed me. I started fighting way too many enemies I was supposed to, and they just watched.
Just watch.
We fucking because me and Tyler had played through Bloodborne, and then we played.
I played
through,
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne is like basically the best.
Yeah,
so,
I love Bloodborne.
But we played through Bloodborne, then we played through Dark Souls 3 because we was in that FromSoft mood, and we got through it, and then we were playing games with Eric, and it's like, don't want to play Siege. We gotta play something else. So we're looking around for games we all have, and I remember I made him get Dark Souls way long ago, and he did not like it. So, but I'm like, well, we could play Dark Souls 3. He's like, okay, fine. We rope him into fucking Dark Souls, and now we're on our second playthrough.
Yep.
And it was it's an ordeal playing through that, dealing with all like the early level invaders who come back with their like max level shit.
Yeah.
The problem is, when, like, say, in the first playthrough we did, us three, we go on Eric's world, no invasions.
No
Unless
one
there's that
invaded
NPC invaders.
Or in the swamp.
The
Swamp,
swamp,
the swamp and the
very rare.
PvP area were the worst for me to get
Anytime we had to crack the fingers, or that one like specific PvP area, that's when it was
After
bad.
Pontiff.
Yeah.
But with Eric, we rarely got invaded. It was Kyle. He was the bad luck charm. Because it doesn't matter where we were. We got invaded like 2 or 3 times every single time.
100% of the time, every time.
I ended up, so there's this one mission in Dark Souls, you like exit and just like this, how like the entry area kind of looks like a coliseum.
Yeah.
I had made a fighting pit for PvP players, and I would just sit there, and I would always emote. I'd like stand up, and it's like, and be like, fight, and they would just kill each other. Like, and then I'd look at my souls just consistently going up. I'm like, so this is how you do it.
This is how you make it.
But Eric, you said that you had brought topics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those.
I think.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Absolutely, Tyler.
Does anyone know about the Will Smith situation right now?
Yeah.
No, which
I've
one?
heard
Will
of it.
Smith?
His
Huh?
wife fucked another man that was in his 20s.
Oh,
His wife is on like a talk show.
yeah.
And I'm guessing they were having a rough patch at some point. Like her and Will. And
We're running out of spread.
sometimes on like a special go on like a red hot table or something, they
Red Hot
just
Chili Peppers.
talk to each other, talk about everything bad that's going on.
Red hot cum drizzled table.
And she just openly admits, like, yeah, we were in a rough patch, so I had an entanglement with someone. Not even saying, oh yeah, I cheated. An entanglement. And Will, if it pans to Will's face, and that man is destroyed. He
And
has no soul now.
You can tell that he's trying to keep it together. And remember this: Will Smith can act. He's a good actor.
But this is somebody that he's been with for like,
Exactly.
years.
yeah, like he loves this woman.
And-
And I think if they don't get divorced soon, they'll be together for a long time.
It's not even that. Like, he people obviously laughed it off. It's like, yeah, whatever. He's the kind of man who's had a rough upbringing, and he knows it's all about family.
Mhm.
So no matter what, he will do his best to keep that family together.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is just where my head's at. I think they should split because
Yeah.
I mean, we should just leave them alone. They're just normal people. They're just normal people. They go through their problems as well, but I think they should split up because it's never going to be the same again. Like, trust has been tested, loyalties have been strained. If they can make it work, good for them. But I don't see it really lasting, honestly. But
I see it lasting for the only reason it would last really or seem good is because they've got like what 2-3 kids, and because the world is fucking watching
2
them.
sons and a daughter.
Even
Yeah.
then, Jaden and Willow, oldest son, middle child, I think the daughter.
Yeah.
both tweeted out Jaden said Tyler the Creator is my true father, and Willow said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna write letters to Tupac because he's my dad." Even though she wasn't even conceived around that time.
Yeah.
Will,
Kids say some whack stuff. I try to take that with a grain of salt. I'm sure they don't mean it wholeheartedly.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Kids shouldn't be famous, but kids shouldn't be on the fucking internet, you know?
I'm worried about JoJo Siwa.
why?
Ponytail, Nickelodeon. She's gonna be 18 in like a few weeks, and she still acts like a child. I think there's gonna be some Miley Cyrus stuff going on.
Yeah, you know she's gonna have a fucking hoe phase.
I don't want it. But it's going to happen.
She lives in fucking Hollywood with millions and millions of dollars. You know she's gonna have a fucking hoe phase.
I mean,
She
it doesn't even
has
take
to.
that much to. It doesn't even take that much to make someone do some like whack ass shit, you know.
Yeah, even I had a hoe phase in my life.
Ooh,
I don't talk to women.
pulling out nothing but the leather vest, you know?
Don't talk to me.
Going for a jog on the town, like, hey.
How's it going, ladies and sirs?
Inclusivity.
Yeah.
Hey there, ladies. My face doubles as a bike seat.
Were you around at that awkward point where people started finding out that I was bisexual at work? Like, I know you were there.
I just listen, man. When I'm at work and I'm not yelling stupid shit and like causing a scene or doing something dumb, I'm focused on work.
Yeah.
So I don't tune into a lot of the social things other than if it directly involves me. So I didn't notice anything. I noticed nothing.
So, one of her team leads knew.
Beep, beep, abort!
One of her team leads knew. And my friend knew when I had gotten me the job.
Yeah.
And I believe my friend had let it slip.
Oh, they came out for you?
Ooh.
Well, that's a different story because my friend from work came out to my parents on my birthday this year.
Okay.
Like, to my mom, and it was super awkward, but I'm glad it's over and everything's cool. But, yeah, so he accidentally let it slip at work, and, like, it quickly spread everywhere, and everybody was approaching him and was like, do you know that he's, like, gay? He's like, well, he's not gay, he's bisexual. It's like, are you and him? He's like, no, not at all. And that story is a story that he told my mom, not knowing that she didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It is what it is. But
Yeah.
it was actually a pretty fun night, because at that point, I'm, like, plastered on my birthday, because it was the first time where we have 10 people, and I have, like, 3 friends that were able to make it. You were working, so you don't generally...
Yeah, I wish I could have been there. I
It's-
always love
we-
getting
we-
invited to stuff, but
Yeah,
I can
we
so little
hit-
make it.
We hit the limit real quick. My mom invited a lot of my family. This was something that I didn't know was happening too. I got a message the day before. It's like, hey, I invited like a lot of her family. We're having a birthday party. And it's like, oh, all right.
It's not my birthday
guess I'll
party.
go.
It's the party for the parents.
The parent party. My favorite.
Now, I have a topic that I informed you guys about before this started.
Don't worry, I forgot.
Okay.
Same. I don't think you told me.
It's about our coworker.
Oh, the coworker.
The coworker. So, there was a time at our workplace that we had somebody that was...
Right a spread.
Yeah, we're out of Sprid. We have no more mix. Genuinely insane. And I would like to enlighten everybody on some stories, because I feel like these need to be immortalized.
He was definitely a character.
He certainly was. No ill will towards him. It's just, I want these things to be said. So, my favorite, I'll start with my favorite one. We had one of our other coworkers. He was just sitting at a table, and then we'll refer to the crazy one as Cornholio.
The great Cornholio.
Yeah, the great Cornholio sat in front of him and said, "Hey, you go to the bars often?" And then our other coworker said, "No." And then Cornholio said, "Huh, you get a lot of pussy?"
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And then our other coworker, who's older than us by a little bit, he said, "No, I have a kid. I don't really go out
glasses
to bars."
coworker.
Yeah, glasses coworker. And then Cornholio said, "Ugh, one of those guys," and then stood up and walked away.
One of those
Never to be seen
family
again.
guys. Fucking
Like-
walked off into the mist and faded away.
Like, the story doesn't really do justice of the coworker Cornholio. Like he when he was let go from where me and Eric work,
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't show up the next day because they were legitimately afraid he was going to come in and shoot up
And they
work.
had every right to be as well, because this is kind of the rise and fall of Cornholio, but like after he was let go, he still showed up in the parking lot 2 days after, and he got in the day after as well. He just
Yeah.
kind of walked in. They don't know how he got in. We have a certain level of security to get in where we work, and somehow he made it inside, and he was still trying to work,
Yeah,
and they had to escort him out a second time.
which was very intense.
Mhm.
Our one coworker like left work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because like our one coworker in Cornholio like didn't get along
Mhm.
at all. Cornholio thought I was his best friend for the longest time because
Cornholio
I'm
thought
just
that-
an all-around good guy.
Yeah, because
I
you're
respect
just like being a good guy to
Yeah,
people.
yeah, I like people. I like being nice to people. But
Mm.
Another thing that happened, he would have spurts where he would be like really nice to people and then be a complete asshole immediately after. Where we have another of our coworkers. She's a nice, kind of short Indian girl. Her race only matters because of what I'm gonna say next. He would constantly hit on just about every single girl, young, old, didn't matter. And she was obviously subject to that as well, where he would invite her out to drinks and she would say, "I don't drink," or she would say no, the pretty standard like let them down easy stuff. And then he came out and said, "How are you ever going to get a green card if you're gonna be like that?" Like, that's fucked up.
I remember that one.
and the worst part is I believe that she was engaged.
Yeah,
At
she
this
was
point.
engaged too.
Yeah. There was also a time where
Welcome my green card, bitch.
well, she was engaged from somebody back home.
Yeah.
Her family had made an engagement, and he was, from what I heard from her, was a pretty solid guy.
Yeah.
But did I ever tell you the story where Cornholio tried like tripping me and my team lead when I was in? The
Oh yeah,
same
he was
department?
checking you? Yeah, he was
checked.
fucking checking
He
you
didn't
guys.
check me. I got like second hand checked because he checked my team lead, who was his team lead at the time, and then I got checked in the process, and I did not take that kindly.
Well, I mean, how the fuck are you going to? You get fucking somebody thrown into you.
And I was about to turn around and like lay into this guy verbally, not physically, because
We're adults.
we're adults, we can be grown-ups. I was gonna call him out on it, and my team lead turns around and just lays into him about it.
Did you ever hear about the one story of the team lead and in the back of the car?
Yes.
I'm going to tell this one.
This one
Okay.
sounds juicy.
So, our one other coworker, the one that hated him the most,
He didn't really hate, like he hated Cornholio.
he was spooked.
Yeah.
He was spooked.
Yeah.
But Cornholio went up to him one day and said, our team lead's name is dead in the back of my car.
Because she wasn't there that day.
Yeah. And then our other coworker kind of just did a, like,
Haha, oh, you jokester.
yeah, that kind of thing, like, ha ha ha, that's kind of weird. But then Cornholio said, "Why are you laughing at that? That's not a joke, that's pretty serious." And then he walked away. And, like, that joke would be fine coming from, like, me or Dylan, because,
Cause you're fun-loving guy.
yeah, we shoot
No
the
one would
shit, but
believe
that's
it.
not something you'd normally hear from him.
He's an overly serious human being.
Exactly.
He doesn't tell jokes.
And then our other coworker came over and told me that, And I just kind of did the same kind of chuckle thing, and he said, "Eric, where's blank?" And then I was
Where's
like,
the team lead?
I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Wow.
Maybe he actually did do it.
I don't even think
So-
she called in that day.
No, I think she was she might have been on vacation. I think,
No,
and we just didn't know that.
I believe it was something with their team lead's child
Okay.
who is mentally impaired and nothing against it, just had an episode where our team lead
She had to be
stay at
absent.
home and with the child.
Yeah. And me and our other coworker doing what we assumed was the right thing, we went to HR. Because we were like, this is fucked up. We
I
don't
am
know
concerned.
where she is missing. And luckily we got a hold of her. Everything turned out okay, but she came back and she was furious. She was like, "You don't make fucking jokes like that. That's fucked up." And that was kind of like starting of the downfall. I got
Yeah.
another story, because it's no secret that me and you are into fucking Warhammer, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, secret's out anyway now. So.
me, you, Conrad, Sam, and
Yeah.
our other coworker, we were talking about Warhammer, and one of us brought up the new Chaos Terminators that came
Oh, I
out.
remember hearing
Yeah.
about this one.
And then he overheard that, and then he came up to one of us. It wasn't me. I don't know if it was our other coworker, if it was Sam or Conrad, but he came up and said, "So yeah, those new Chaos Terminators." And there was like a brief period of, does he like Warhammer, or is he just fucking with us?
Well, I also had a moment where, because I would take my breaks when he would take his break, but you guys would come in like end of his break. I'd come in like right before his break, and he also came up to me and had brought up like Warhammer to me, and I was like, "What's going on?"
So that Emperor dude, huh?
Yeah,
And like,
big gold
it was
throne block.
it was the weirdest thing too, because he would, like, there were other times that I remember where like we were talking about it and we were showing each other some of the models, and I was starting to bring in some of my models to paint at break because I didn't have much else
Yeah.
to do, and he was like, "Huh, seems pretty gay," and then he walked away. And then he came over and did that, and it was weird too,
He was
because
definitely gunning. He wanted to be a part of like one of the groups.
yeah, and it was kind of fucked up that me and our other coworker did this, but because we have one distinct place that we go and play at, and he asked, "Where do you guys play games?" And we both gave different shops. We both told him different places. Like, I can deal with him at work. I was always polite and honest and like respectful.
Yeah.
But that's my sanctuary.
You don't encroach on
And it was
Warhammer
a
zone.
small group of us, once a week, go there, shoot the shit, play a tabletop game, be us.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing, right? If you like do something like do tabletop or something, and where you go to a specific place and do it because like you're just a group of friends who really enjoy doing this, don't bring anyone else in unless you really want them in there.
Yeah.
You know, because the thing is, even no matter what happens, they can always just come back there,
Yeah.
and that's going to ruin it for literally everyone. So. You know, you play Warhammer or something, or you gather for some tabletop shit, you don't tell people where you're gathering for that shit unless there's someone that you want in there.
And this is just my personal hell for it as well. Actually, back to the Indian girl first. He was sweeping under like something that we work at, and her foot was in the way, and he just kind of caught her foot. And then
Oh,
he,
right, I
Yeah,
was
then
there
he
for
just
that.
looked up and yelled, "I hate you," in her face.
Yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck?
Why the
Like,
fuck is the guy sleeping at the station?
No, he was sweeping.
Oh,
Oh,
sleeping.
I
yeah.
thought you said
Not
sleeping as well.
sleeping.
I,
thought this man just chilling under the table sleeping.
having ADHD and anxiety, I understand small things triggering you, but at work, I keep that under control.
Yeah.
And that's something that, like, if something's gonna really upset me at work, I'll let my team lead know. I'll go to the bathroom.
And furiously masturbate for a few minutes.
Yes.
And and
on
I'll
the toilets.
Every
beat
kid
the shit
has
out of
to.
Sam. I'll grab him in the bathroom, drag him out to the parking lot, and me and Eric will just pound him.
Yeah,
into
we'll
his
drag him
face.
out by the hair. I'll back my truck over his head. We'll kick him around a bit.
Just
It's fine.
pound him like mochi, you know? Takes two.
Jump on him like a Goomba.
Oh, exactly. Get that 100 points.
And actually, back to that same kind of premise in the same work area. So, I won't go into where or what we do, but like, it's proper to crawl under where I'm working. He decides to go over it, and that's unsafe
Oh.
to do.
Yeah.
This was a big event.
This
and
is why it's unsafe.
I treat it like a small thing because water under the bridge, water off a duck's back, it's fine.
To be fair, even though that's once a month, we would do this like dangerous. Well, I wouldn't say dangerous.
It's
more
kinda
intense
dangerous.
operation with more dangerous chemicals than we're used to handling. And while I would normally be with like Sam setting up material at the time, I believe at this time I was with Sam setting up the material.
Yeah.
You would be working on the project
Yeah.
with everybody else.
And so would he.
Yeah.
And I have to, like, my spot was the fucking worst.
Yeah, you had to climb under into a hole. You were surrounded by all the chemicals.
And he would be right beside me.
yeah.
And in kind of the same sort of area.
And that
So-
wasn't even the bad part. It was like the story. That's
Yeah.
the bad part.
So one day I was like head down, just working, doing my shit, and I feel something like, ow, right on the back of my head. Like, to the point that I probably should have gone to the hospital for a possible concussion. And then I look up, I'm dazed, my eyes are crossed, I don't know what's going on, and I just see him look over and say, your head shouldn't have been there. I find out later that he kicked me in the side of the head when
Yeah.
he was jumping in. There wasn't an apology. I didn't pursue it after. I didn't go to HR about it, but that still was always kind of under my skin.
Yeah.
It was also over your skin, specifically your skull.
Yeah, there's a spot on my hat that it's still hard as a rock from the chemicals on.
Yeah,
on
'cause
his
we all have
back.
to wear steel toes, and our
Yeah.
steel toes get covered in this chemical.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry, Eric.
it's fine.
I would have thrown him into a barrel.
My
but-
mom fell down the stairs when she was pregnant with me anyways. There's not much more brain damage that they can do before I die.
Really, just, layers upon layers. It's
You're basically immune to
My
head trauma.
entire brain is hemorrhaged. That's why it's still okay.
Yeah.
One hemorrhage will kill you. All hemorrhages is just blood flow.
Like, you see, it's like the moon in there,
Yeah.
Don't talk about
craters.
space.
Apologies, but you know what? If we have finished the saga of Cornholio, there's something else important that we forgot.
What's that?
We have forgotten our dear friend's project that he made for us.
Yes, that is true. We'll do that after. We haven't forgotten. Yeah.
Sounds like he did, but I didn't.
Sorry, brother. I'm not sober. But
None of us are.
Cornholio, on one of his last days, this was one of the biggest parts of it as well, one of the strangest was, he went up to one of our coworkers who was beside my locker, and he was talking to him, and he was like saying some shit, and our other coworker slammed his locker and walked away. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So I start going to my locker and twisting it open. I get to the point that it's almost open, and then Cornholio slams his elbow on my locker, closing it. And then I just kind of put my hands down to the side, and I just kind of slowly tilt my head over, knowing that there's just going to be some dumb bullshit that he's going to say. And then he asked me, you'd be honest with me, right, Eric? And I say, sure. I'll be 100% clear, crystal clear as mud. And then he says, are there any tapes of me? Like any videos? And I'm baffled at this point. I say, I don't think there are, because I don't know if there aren't. I'm going to be honest with him. He asked me to be honest. I don't know if there are any tapes of him, or what the tapes pertain, or if there's anything on tapes, what the fuck tapes are. And then he says, are you lying to me? And I say, no, I'm not lying to you. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then he just keeps his elbow there, and he's like, he starts leaning in closer and closer, and he's like, you wouldn't lie to me, right? You said you wouldn't. and then I put both my hands on the inside of my locker, and I wrench the door open, I grab my stuff, and I walk away. That was one of the last times that I saw Cornholio.
I think my last time seeing Cornholio was literally him being walked out.
He had the biggest smile on his face, too.
Yeah.
That was freaky. The saga of Cornholio.
What an intense guy.
Oh, yeah.
The mightiest saga.
Didn't he chase you and your team lead at the time when you were at Tim Hortons? Or was that just a myth?
That was just a no. The night shift, me and my team lead saw him on his bike, and he like looked me in the eye and then rode off. And that was the last time I ever saw him. I think I brought it up to you guys like right away.
Then who said that you got chased then? I guess that's just
It could have
fucking...
been exaggerated.
That's phone. That's like telephone. Somebody said that you guys got chased.
Yeah, no.
One thing that going back to it after the fall of Cornholio, the Indian girl, she said that she was going on the bus, and she saw him there, and then he didn't know where he was going, and she kind of directed him on where to get off, and then it was like a couple points like before where she would get off, and he kept riding the bus, just staring at her the entire time, and then eventually it got to the point where she got off, and he just stayed on the bus, just staring at her as it drove away, and that was the last time she saw him too. I wonder how he's doing. I don't want to find him, but
I don't want to find him. He's just out there.
he invited
Well,
me
you
over.
remember the news that...
It turned out not to be him.
Okay,
Fine.
alright, that's good.
I assume.
Glass's co-worker legitimately lost his mind about that.
Yeah.
He thought that was him. Like, the description and everything. But yeah.
Go into the description. I can't remember all of it.
It was, like, his, like, apartment complex. Somebody had, like, kidnapped or, like, killed somebody. And the description was, like, brown hair, darker skin, like, Eastern, like, looking, fellow with dark, short, like, spiky-ish brown hair, tall, lanky.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically, like, a perfect description of what he looked like. And he wasn't Eastern, I don't believe. I believe he was, like, British.
I don't think it was British.
No, but he, like, was European.
Yeah, somewhere in Europe,
Yeah.
possibly Polish, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's beside the point. That doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Now on to better things. We would like to thank a good friend of ours, mine and Kyle's, and a little bit of Tyler's. He did a lovely animation for us of
Yeah.
one of our episodes during the
Our
high
worst
episode.
one.
Yeah, worst. I think it was the episode was called.
Yeah.
Was that the high one?
Yep.
I think that's the last one that you guys did. It was like
No.
episode 26 or 27.
I think it was 21 was high.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was
One of them is named Worst.
Yeah, it was worst. And it was
And
the
like
one where we were all
the
high.
animation is like Eric has like a cigar coming out of his like eyeball.
He's
and-
got the
Yeah.
fucking the tubes, like the paper
Yeah.
towel tubes out of his eyes and mouth, and he's smoking one of them. But yeah, our friend Pix and Shovel, he made a little animation for us based on an event from that one.
Link in the
And-
description.
Yeah,
Oh, what event was it?
What?
What event was it?
That was the one where where you were reciting Popey Po for us.
Oh.
It was a wonderful moment of recapturing that childhood wonder of really stupid Vocaloid vegetable juice commercials. But yeah, we'll shake him down for the link for it. And we'll put it in the description below.
Yeah,
and everyone, all three of you who watch this show, should
All
go
three.
watch it.
13 actually. Check your fucking privilege.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
Average
privilege
13
of having
viewers.
13 viewers.
I think we have 13 subscribers. At
Well,
the time.
I don't count. I just subscribed today.
Hey, that's progress.
You know what's bullshit? I was the first one to subscribe to our channel.
I
It
get
feels
that.
disingenuous if I subscribe.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
also,
right.
I also had a YouTube channel where me and my buddy were doing like let's plays of like games you've never heard about, and a couple of them like our most like famous game that wasn't famous was like a Rome, Rise Son of Rome.
I fucking
That was the-
played that.
Yeah.
That
Must
was an
not
X-
have been a very secret one.
Well, it's not a very like big game. Like we weren't playing
It-
big games.
It fucking tanked because it was one of the Xbox original launch titles.
Oh yeah, because that was the one where it was like all you'd there were like huge battles and shit, but you'd basically just fight a single dude with like a quick time event or some shit.
Oh, it was in QuickTime. It was a lot of fun playing the game, and me being a history buff, loved the game aside from it not being historically accurate.
They did the phalanx. It's fine.
But name one.
They were Roman. They don't do well. They kind of do that, but they don't do that. But
Who fucking cares? They're from the same time.
they aren't.
Who fucking cares? They're old people.
Yeah, that's fair. They're all old people, but
They're
I
from
played
Greece.
through that entire game, and my co-host consistently try and get me to subscribe to our channel. I'm like, I can't do it. It
just
doesn't.
can't
yeah.
do it.
There's something like morally wrong with it.
I feel like I'm like.
Wait, are you questioning my morals?
I'm not questioning. I'm denouncing Tyler. Fuck you.
That's
Someone
kinda-
had to
that's,
do it.
That's pretty on the nose, though, considering our fucking name.
We are
We talk about
the
porn here.
degeneration of morals.
We talk about jelking.
We talk about JL crystals,
We
you know.
haven't mentioned jelking once until now. Don't
But you
even
know,
start.
bro, we have the pony. I had to draw a pony jar for one of our fucking thumbnails. We are not
I
safe.
remember that.
Not gonna lie, when I got the message from Eric, it's like, hey, I know this is late notice, like yesterday. Do you want to come onto my podcast? I'm like, and I looked at this and I literally stopped. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Hey, you want to be part of my band?
Do you want to be a part of my band? I play
We drink and
saxophone.
sometimes play music.
We gather in a garage and like throw beer bottles at the wall.
No, but even though that like tonight was supposed to be with Q, I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you here.
It's always a
Thank
good
you.
time to have a new lad on.
But yeah, all right, give us a topic.
Sometimes when I'm at work, I think of like songs and I
Space.
change the name of it. Fuck off. We don't talk about space. Space makes me angry.
Makes
But-
you depressed.
Yeah. But we've been talking about jelking a bit when we were and I thought of how funny it would be if Feel So Good, I Feel So Numb by fucking Rob Zombie was changed to jelking. And I was thinking like, I feel so big, I feel so long. Yeah. For those that don't know, jelking is the act of trying to make your dick bigger by like doing a certain way of jerking off. It doesn't work.
I tried.
People think. Thank you, Tyler. Oh yeah, I'd like to actually congratulate Tyler for his new job at Femboy Hooters.
Yeah.
Good job, Tyler. You made it.
I would
Made it
be
real.
worse for that.
No, you'd be thick.
No.
If they ask for the
then there's
beef platter,
fat.
that's
They
you.
don't want fat.
People like fat. You could have like 3 bras.
Look,
Tyler.
I'm telling you, man. You could start your own OnlyFans, and you'd have mad bank because people are into it.
And said he would. He would sub to
That's
my only
guys. That's the first bleep of the episode. I haven't had to bleep anything yet.
We did.
No, you did.
Yeah.
When? Who? Oh yeah. Fuck.
All right.
I hate you, Tyler.
Fuck you, Tyler.
Why don't you bleep something out earlier?
Couldn't even.
Why didn't you just open with
I'm
Nick?
sorry if that was too loud.
You couldn't even get first place. You fucking disappointed.
It's my first time on the show and I got first place.
Second place for a second-class citizen, Tyler.
I'm not tipping you.
I mean, I'll tip you.
Oh, I just thought
over
of an
a
offensive
table.
joke.
Oh.
An offensive joke. Say it. I don't fucking care anymore.
Well, if I was gonna say if you were tipping Tyler, I was gonna make a joke that we shouldn't be cow tipping.
How is that offensive?
I'm calling
it's
you
offensive
fat.
to you.
It doesn't matter.
I like to pretend that I respect you, Tyler.
You literally spend every episode roasting me in some way, shape, or
Tyler,
form.
we've been going for an hour and I haven't roasted you.
We've been actually fairly tame this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, what's going on, guys? Come on.
What's going on, guys? Let's go.
Like I said, I'm reformed.
Yeah, give that another episode.
Yeah.
Our time in space prison for the past couple months has
Don't
been
talk
pretty
about
intense.
space.
Oh, space.
We might as well talk about our time during this quarantine, because naturally we haven't been able to get together, which is why there's been no podcast.
Yeah.
Because we've been
But
respectfully social distancing.
Yes.
yeah, for a while.
We've been trying to
Except
be
for
good
Eric,
people.
who goes up to people's houses and cries on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I throw rocks at people's houses and I steal their fucking wind chimes and
You
shit.
know, he shits on my door and makes it
That
like
was
a
the most
Christmas wreath.
Canadian sounding you've ever been.
it's because I'm fucking drunk.
For Eric had his birthday recently.
I sure did. I turned
Which,
27.
Yeah, he is now 30. So we got together for that. We got together for the first time in forever for that.
Tyler sucked my dick. It was pretty gay.
Yeah,
but
it was really big gay, and that's why
I wasn't that
awful.
drunk.
I was, because we decided to make the horrible decision to do drugs while doing it.
As a birthday present
Present.
to Eric, drunk Tyler made an appearance.
I wish I could have been conscious for it.
Oh my god. Okay. So, our dear friend, I won't say his name because he hasn't been on the podcast yet. We have a
Yeah.
policy, but he makes some very lovely edibles. And I said, okay, everybody have half. I'm sorry, Dylan, I couldn't invite you because we could only have like 4 people.
I
over.
understand. I believe that a month before we had made plans to Skype for it. If you couldn't have anybody over, we were gonna do a mass Skype and just all get really, really drunk over Skype. And I can already imagine how it'd come out through my webcam at the time, which was laggy as hell. My computer is state of the art. My webcam can't record worth shit.
You just have a cell phone taped to your fucking monitor.
My cell phone's better than this.
But he makes some lovely edibles, and I said, okay, everybody have half, we're getting fucked up. And we all had half, and then we got drunk. Kyle got very cross-faded. And,
First time, by the way. First time trying that.
You-
Doing the crossfade.
Would you do it again?
Would I be?
No.
Why not?
Because I died.
Pissed
You
behind
would
the
have
pool.
died regardless, let's be honest.
That way, go that way.
That way. It was a wild journey because I remember part of it and then the rest I don't, and then I remember vomiting a bunch while we had a fire going.
It was 3 times in a row at one point.
Drunk Tyler was yelling at us about why we were so fucked up in life.
No, it's
And
not that. Okay,
I was motivating Q, and Kyle was throwing up.
I remember.
Occasionally, I'd get up and I'd swing to the side of my chair, and then I'd violently vomit into the grass. I remember looking at the grass and thinking, "Man, this shit's discolored now." But Tyler was yelling something about. I remember him talking about that's why you guys are so fucked up, and he had no shirt on.
But it's really funny because my parents brought up today, tell Kyle to go and take a look at the grass stain. It still has.
We gotta go check it out.
We drank so much that Kyle's innards have polluted the grass. It's become a biohazard. Nothing grows there.
Bro, I was feeling sick for half of the week after that. It was vile.
I'm surprised I didn't fucking throw up that night.
Same here. I had the urge, but as soon as I had the urge, I was like, okay, I gotta put these drinks down.
And the entire night, I would get up I would get up and I'd go to get another drink because I was too high to care that I shouldn't be drinking anymore. So I'd get up to go get a drink, and then Tyler would see me walking by, and he's like, "Yo, you going to get another drink?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, he'd fucking thrust his fucking arm out to me. "Yo, make me one." Like, what you want?
Surprise
Vodka.
me.
I want vodka. I'm like,
Volca.
okay. So I'd start walking, then I'd pass by Eric. Eric looked back, like fucking cock his head back at me. "Hey, you getting another drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, get one for me and get one for Tyler." "Get one for me too." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'd go back in
Spilled
here.
every fucking drink. You would pour it full, and then it would come back half empty.
Oh yeah, I would
I
try.
just see Kyle
I see you're a
walking.
half-empty kind of guy.
Yes, I'm very fucking depressed.
Yes,
I
I
get
am nihilism. I'd fill them up. I'd sit here where no one else is, but where all the drinks are for so long, and I'd sit there looking at them like, what do they want? And I'd pour them a drink, I'd pour me a drink, and then I'd fucking waddle out thinking, I'm stable. This is fine. My hands were coated in fucking booze the entire time. And I remember one time I finally get over to Eric and I pass him his drink, half spilling it on him. And he just looks at me spilling the drinks as I walk over to Tyler like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Did I ever say I found a June bug in one of my drinks?
Did you drink it?
Solid.
I fucking tipped it where the June bug would have been right at the lid. I was like, and I continued to drink
You
it.
see, that's what separates me from you. I would have fucking eaten it because it was funny.
I wouldn't have, because no
I
one
mean,
would have
remember
seen
when
it.
you were like, you know, it'd make my birthday if somebody bit the soap, and like nobody, I was like, no, I'm gonna bite the
Bro,
soap. And I
He
was like,
made us do it again.
yeah, good, because I bit the soap the
right.
first time, and I'm like, ugh.
It wasn't-
It tasted like soap for a week.
Listen, no, listen. It wasn't that birthday. Yeah, it was a fucking used soap. It had fucking nothing left. This man busts out a full Irish
Fresh
soap.
bar of Irish Spring.
It's like bite into it, and we all fucking bit into it.
And the thing, here's the really funny thing. I'm starting to get that fucking high going. I've got some booze in me, and I see Q bite into it, and like after a second, it's like, oh god, ugh, and
I
he starts
miss
spitting
Q.
it
I'd
out.
like to see Q again.
I fucking love Q, man.
Gotta
Q-
get that man on.
Q is a lovely
You should
boy.
consider like doing like multi-people guests.
It's
Sometimes,
it's kind of hard
With
because
everything
like
going on.
with
especially with
once we get new microphone, because one microphone shit, other microphone good.
good.
But once we got other microphone, I'll have more people on.
Okay.
But I see Q spitting out of the shit, and I see Tyler look over. It's like, what the fuck did you do? Chew on it? And Q looks at him, and goes, well, yeah.
I thought that's what we're
and-
supposed to do.
And I'm sitting there thinking, fucking Q, what a wild lad. I get in the bar, I find a fresh corner, I take a big old bite out of it, and like the idiot I am, I chew it once.
Nope.
And
That was a worst mistake.
yeah,
Sorry.
and I spit it out beside me, but because I
You didn't
chewed it,
swallow?
I did not
I'm a
swallow.
classy broad. I swallow.
I spit it out because I am a low class whore.
That's it, right?
But
Right.
I
You swallow if you're classy.
I don't fucking know.
I think so. I don't fucking know.
I had chewed it with with like my back teeth, and it gets stuck in my back teeth. So I'm sitting there like tasting Irish Spring. I'm like, bro, why'd you buy this bad flavor?
Like, listen, that's not even fucking my fault. Oh, this bad flavor. It's fucking soap.
But for the rest of the night, I'm sitting like I try to pick it out of my teeth, but I can still taste it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep drinking until I stop tasting it.
That's what I did.
That's what I did too, because it was my birthday. I had to go hard. I swallowed a bit of it, and then I was like, oh. I fucking spit
I'm
it.
gonna be like, I was feeling so sick for the few days after that. I honestly sat there and thought, what if I swallowed some of the soap and I had a bad reaction to it? Like maybe that's why I'm dying. But I'm okay now, I think.
The day after, I did feel off. Honestly, it wasn't that bad.
I still tasted
Show
soap the day after.
I didn't taste anything after that. It was a wild night.
Oh, man.
And then 2 weeks later, here we are.
We're not drinking that much.
No, we are not. 'Cause we
Yeah,
don't have enough mix.
We're out of mix. I'll get more mix after this, but you viewers won't notice.
Wait, all of that Sprite's gone.
Listen, Tyler, I'm a fucking alcoholic, so
I've left.
I don't know what you expect.
For his birthday, I bought like maybe $15-$20 worth of pop in a big ass, like one of those
Yeah.
reusable no-frill bags.
Yeah.
I left it here because I was too drunk to take it home. There's like 3-4 bottles left.
Because we were discussing what we should bring, because I was going to bring some booze, like some just from my collection to use, and like this bottle, which I gave to Eric.
We're drinking Grey Goose today, by the way.
Yes, Greg Roos and Sprit.
Gay Goose and
Gay
Sprite.
Ruby Greg. But
Sponsored.
we,
Not.
We're not
I-
sponsored.
and Tyler said, "Oh yeah, I'll buy some mix for whatever you bring." And so I said, "Okay, well, Q always brings a different different country's vodka, so he's probably gonna bring vodka." Yeah.
He was a big vodka
So
drinker.
yeah, we thought he was gonna bring vodka, so we buy just a shit ton of Sprite and shit for use to mix with vodka. So I bring some vodka. Q comes in, brings out a fresh thing of rum. It's like, come on, dude. And our other gentleman who came brings a thing of Jack Daniels. It's like, well, we got all this Sprite. Doesn't mix with anything but this vodka, but we got it.
I ordered pop filters, by the way.
Pop, pop, pop.
That's a big piece of chicken.
Ooh, big piece of spicy chicken at a Ram Ranch.
Don't. We could have gone without the Ram
You
Ranch.
guys remember Raka Raka Ali?
Yes. How was that man never fucking canceled?
I think
He
just
was in
kinda-
a time before cancel
I
culture.
He
think
still goes on to this day.
What?
He's
Yeah.
fucking
The
grandfather.
saga continues?
Yeah.
What?
That man, he
I
walks a
think
thin
he
line.
flies just right under the radar.
That reminds me though. It's like there was a tweet made by Darkside Phil.
Uh-oh.
And I remember he said, if you've done anything worse than this and it's like recorded or like immortalized on the internet, just give up now, just quit. And he posted the picture of his face when he jerked off on stream. And the sad thing is, it's true. He had so many reasons to just not exist on the internet anymore. He's still going. People get fucking ended for less than what he did.
Well, that's the thing with cancel culture as well. This is just my fucking view on it.
It's
You
dumb.
can't get canceled if you just keep going.
Well, yeah.
Canceling is
Yeah.
something that's like 50-50 the community, 50-50 you. If you aren't willing to continue after you fucked up, then you should stop.
It all depends on the situation. Because recently, I think it might have been like a month back, people tried to cancel Joji. Obviously, Filthy Frank.
Because
Yeah.
they discovered Phil.
Because a bunch of stands, K-pop stands, finally figured out about Filthy Frank.
I don't know how it took so fucking long.
K-pop
true.
stands are fucking like not
They're
even
worse
not
than
even a
cancel culture.
like they honestly act like aliens. It's weird.
So I, being a connoisseur of Korean music, because I was introduced to it by my one friend from Korea who came down to study abroad. I met, we hit it off, we're great friends. So I was introduced to Korean music, which quickly drew me into K-pop, as it does.
Yeah.
So I followed a couple of music groups. I joined a social media that follows that social group, and another one following a completely different social group. I would later find out that if you follow, because I was following both, I got kicked out of both groups.
What?
Yeah, because you could only follow one.
yeah, you can't like them all, you only can like one.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
I got
They're
death
weird,
threats
All
from
right.
these
Especially
people.
if it's like,
This is a public service announcement. K-pop fans, fucking shut up.
right?
Like
Not fans, stands. Fans are okay.
It's insane how they fucking act. Like there'll be like a tweet, like someone will be like, here's this super important issue, or like this like
you should
really
have stand
important thing in the world.
Jimmy
No,
John.
they seriously do that. They like fucking. You'll say
they
like
have a clip of like a part of their music video playing it. playing what their fucking tweet is as well.
They'll sit there and it's like someone will say like, oh, this person killed a family of 5 and is on trial but might make it out because they have corrupt like influence is in the fucking legal system. Then these fucking K-pop stands come in, it's like, wow, they should have stanned fucking Kim Jo Boob. And then they'll just have a picture of fucking a K-pop going like, woo, or like you'll sit there, it's like, man, like the world is like rampant with police brutality, blacks are dying everywhere, it's whack and things are getting worse. I like fear for our futures, and someone, a K-pop stan will come in like, oh no, time's running out, you should really listen to the full album of fucking Sun Wo-ji.
God forbid I'm not the center of attention.
It's insane because it's like, it's not even like they're saying anything about themselves. They literally exist to just be like, yo, listen to fucking Cool Wham Boob.
We're not trashing Korean music.
Except for all the racist things I just said, probably.
We're trashing the stands that come with it, which
Yeah.
is fair. Because they're horrible. This is where...
They can be. They can be
Don't
some-
stan anything. If
No,
you stan,
yeah.
you suck.
This is where
Listen.
the god himself, Too Mad, comes in. Calls them all out in their own fucking language. He's speaking Korean like you're a fucking nerd. And they go at him hard. But he's like, you're all fucking stupid, why would I care? He's just there to insult them just to see how they react.
The thing is, I've been a part of some shitty fandoms, and I can say there are decent people in them, but if you're going to go out of your way to do and say dumb stuff and be a part of it, you're just ruining it for everybody else that associates with it. And you're just gonna fuck it up for everybody else.
The best way to be part of a fandom is to not characterize yourself on the fandom.
Exactly.
Because I'm in fandom communities. You know, I know people who are in a fandom. I've associated with these fandoms and shit. But the thing is, I can talk to them about whatever the fuck because they're just people doing a thing. And then you'll hear the people from these fandoms that are the worst. And the thing you notice is that everything about them has to be like permeated or underlined by their fandom.
There's
you know?
supremacists in every fucking fandom there are, including Warhammer. In
Very much
Warhammer,
so.
it's the people that say, you're a fucking filthy Xeno, and they're actually, like, wholeheartedly not
hate
kidding
you for
about
not
it.
playing like Space Marines or Imperial Guard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can say, cool, I don't see too many people playing Tau, good for you. But then I'll say, haha, filthy Xeno, and then I'll fist bump them, and then I'll go on my way.
And you fucking destroy their army and go on your way.
They fucking kill sometimes. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
I need to go one podcast without saying a bunch of shit about Warhammer.
Yeah.
I
You-
hate stands, especially like when it comes to anime.
Yeah, I hate stands too. JoJo's fucking sucks.
not
dude.
gonna lie.
We don't talk about JoJo. I will get heated
From
for
what I've
it.
experienced, the Gundam community isn't super bad. They're generally pretty chill people.
It's
'cause-
unless you like Seed.
Mm.
And then you have the entire backing, basically the entire Gundam franchise. Even people who like Seed will shit on you because Seed's your favorite.
I know people who are fans of Gundam, and I hate them, but that's just because they're stupid people. I feel Gundam's like, despite how like big it is, it's not something you see out in the wild a lot.
No.
It flies under the radar.
It's very hyped in other cultures.
Yeah. When it comes to like North America and stuff like that, Gundam isn't all too well known.
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mecca's a wild
Eric.
genre.
That's me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Other topics?
Other topics. I'm out of topics.
Oh, wow. Alright.
Out of everyone here, which are you, a fighter? Truck free.
Crazy ass.
Wait, alright, who's who?
Who's who? Why do I have to fucking decide
Because
that?
you're the host.
'Cause I have no idea what the
Well,
fuck you're talking about.
I'm the only one who has a fucking driver's license here, so I guess I'd be truck freak.
You do have a truck.
Yeah, I sure do.
Alright, who's crazy ass, who's the fighter, and who's the other one?
What are you talking about?
Have you never seen this meme?
You're...
I feel so left out.
You're the fighter,
We'll show you.
and you're crazy ass.
Okay.
It's
I'm the fighter. Aw.
Should I be
Yeah.
offended?
No,
I don't fucking know. I really don't fucking know.
we don't know. We just don't know.
Me and Conrad have been playing a fun game where we say, okay, there's a Warhammer cinematic universe. Who would play all the Primarchs? And my favorite one was saying that Michael Cera would be Mortarion.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito is the Emperor.
Don't you fucking disrespect
No,
him.
Danny DeVito was Horus.
No, yeah. The Emperor is Keanu Reeves.
I
People have done this change.
No, the Emperor is Corvus Corax.
No, he's Alfarius. Alfarius.
No, when Jesse Eisenberg was bald for Superman, he's Alfarius.
Yeah.
Personally,
Emperor of
I think
Mankind is
Doctor
out there.
Strange makes a good Perturabo.
Our fucking let's go into our favorite DC superhero movies. Kyle, what's every DC superhero movie chronologically?
Well, I was a fan
You're
of...
asking the man who never watches movies.
No, I'm an
That's-
expert, Tyler.
Kyle is an expert, Tyler.
So
He was able to list off every single Marvel movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
all of the Avengers trilogy.
Squidrilogy.
Yes.
More than 3, though.
My favorite one was the 1800s Daredevil movie,
The 18
played
Naked
by
Cowboys.
yeah, played by Ram Ranch.
Daredevil is Marvel though, but I'll keep the points on.
Well, but you see, Marvel and DC had that one thing, the crossover, so they exist in the same universe.
there. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That was...
It was my favorite when
Jared from
Batman,
Subway exists in DC as well.
Batman punched Spider-Girl, but Spider-Girl was underage, so he got arrested.
Yeah, he got canceled.
He got Me Too'd.
Yeah.
Yep.
I too was punched by Superman.
Yeah,
I
except
can
we were
tell.
talking about Batman, but you know.
Is it because I'm deformed?
Well, because Superman is just like the perfect
wasn't gonna
one. He
say
looked
it
at
out
you when
loud.
you were an Aryan, you know.
Yeah, he fucking caved my soft spot in.
Yeah. And that's why you're Lex Luthor now.
Yep, I'm bald.
You looked the part. Aside from that, the DC doesn't exist.
It actually got canceled.
Like,
It got Me Too'd as well. Do
you
you remember?
see-
Do you remember Lobo, the bounty hunter from space?
Yes!
But he ripped off Starfire's bra as payment for something. So yeah, he got Me Too'd, and so did the entire series. So
Yeah, that's why Teen Titans Go exists.
Get fucking canceled, kiddo.
But like, you know, you ever heard of the Mandela effect? You see, that's what DC is.
That's
to
like
Marvel.
man plus Della. So like Delaware speedways. That's like racing, and that's
Yeah.
racist. So yeah,
DC is man racist.
yeah. DC stands for don't come because you're a different race than white.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Don't breed.
yeah. Don't breed because you're a different race from white, and that's why DC got canceled.
Yep.
Here, I thought you guys were actually being serious.
Oh yeah,
for a
we're
second.
we're
Why would you ever
We're 100%
believe that we are not
serious. do
We're
you?
super duper cereal.
Yeah, we're super.
Yeah,
serious,
guys,
Tyler.
we're like super serious.
Do you remember when what's his name?
Mike
James
Vancello.
Charles was a part of DC.
Bro, do you remember the DC X-Men Wolverine?
Yep, I remember Wolfkin. They made furry space marines.
Yeah.
I mean, space people.
Did you guys ever read the comics where it was Masters of the Universe versus the DC Universe?
I
That's
can't
pretty
read.
fucking racist if there's masters and not masters.
No, so like He-Man. So like it was He-Man versus like the DC Universe.
He-Man?
Yeah, He-Man. God damn it.
Where's She-Man?
Did you guys know that?
That
Meryl,
was She-Ra.
do you guys know that Meryl Streep will be playing the Emperor of Mankind? I mean, Womankind in the body positive Warhammer 40k cinematic universe.
I'm just gonna
Warhammer 40
Head out.
canceled.
Warhammer 40.
Everyone got Me Too.
Warhammer 40 can't.
Only
even
men can be
sex-
space marines. Ho ho ho!
Ho ho.
Watch me tear it up.
Sex in the solar system.
They're all just inquisitors.
Now I just imagine like all the stupid shows in like Warhammer 40k. So you have like Jersey Planet.
Jersey.
When they cancel the show, they fucking exterminatus the planet.
He punched Fulgrim.
I just... The finale, like, in, like, the later episodes, they're trying to continue the show, but orcs are invading. And the green tide is coming, and they're like, oh, sister, you got some mad hips. Then an orc comes and cuts her in half.
It's 2.5 heretics, but I only got a pilot episode where it was like... 2.5? But, like... It's just like 2 heretics and somebody who's like kind of leaning in between. Like, end of the episode, an entire kill team walks and just fucking unloads.
She just guns him down.
And then, like, it turns to, like, the cameras and it's like, 2.5 heretics was filmed in front of a live heretic audience. And then the kill team just starts loading into the audience.
I can't wait to watch Emperor's New Groove. It's just the skeletal emperor and he stands up.
Yeah, it's just there. It's like, Lord Emperor, would you like us to sacrifice 100 psychos to you? You heard him!
You heard him!
Me and Conrad were fucking about today, and we just kept listing, like, stupid, like, superhero movie tropes, but putting it in the Warhammer series. And fucking my favorite one was, like, an Imperial Guard standing on a bunch of rubble and stuff, surrounded by, like, dead people and a gun in his hand, and he was like, and he's looking all epic and stuff, and, like, the sun's coming up behind him, and then it freeze frames, like, record scratch, and it says, yep, that's me. I guess you're wondering how I got here. And then it's just a normal, like, war zone battle, and it's, like, really cool and stuff.
Normal in 40K.
Well, as normal as it gets. And, like, it gets to that point in the movie, and it's like, so yeah, now you got the full story. And then all you hear is, "Ah!" And then a fucking corn berserker comes up behind him and just fucking caves the back of his head in, and that's the end of it.
Have you ever realized that Robert Gilliman, the chapter master of the Ultramarines, is Superman?
Rabute Gilliman?
He has the movie trope where he landed on a planet, and 2 nobodies, a married couple, found him, raised him, and he became the superhuman he is today. And even in lore, the father dies partway through, and he just has his, like, mother raising him.
That's why
So
most
you got
of
the Spider-Man
that's why
tree.
most of the loyalist stories are so fucking boring. It's like, oh, I was raised in a decent family, but some bad stuff happened, but that's okay, I'm a good guy now. With fucking Perturabo, it was, I landed on a planet and I was used as a weapon. With Angron, it was, I was a fucking slave.
Perturabo, I landed on a planet and I knew everything already. Because that was his biggest curse, is that he already knew everything. He was as smart as he was ever going to be as soon as he, like, grew up. As soon as he hit, like, 12, he became as smart as he was ever going to be. And he became an emotionless bastard.
I just like Corvus Corax's backstory.
Oh.
Fucking found by miners, and he literally discovered that his amazing magic power that makes him better than everyone else, is that people don't know he exists. It's just that no one knows him. Forget about
my
him.
favorite is literally the, like, his counterpart, Conrad Kurz, who landed on a planet underground, buried in, punched his way out of the ground, is like, huh, alright, I'm gonna raise myself. Grew up and was like, wow, these people are dicks.
What the fuck?
You know what stop them? Pulls out a knife. If I skinned the evil people and made everybody realize that being evil was a bad thing. Did this to everybody he ever met. End of his life, he had a castle. He had a keep made out of the bones of, like, people that he killed.
True Chad right there.
Yeah, that's my fucking hero. Somebody who's trying to do good for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And out of it became evil.
A good guy just doing good things. Just girly things.
Just girl things, making your home your style.
Tyler, this is now your episode. What's on your mind?
I want this episode to end. We're already like an hour now.
Tyler, that shows you don't have very much self-esteem, because this is your episode.
Yeah, this is about you now.
Yeah, come on,
I bet
Tyler.
you're... Hey, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, here's how.
Would you disappoint Lightning McQueen?
Fuck Lightning McQueen.
Ka-chow!
And Eric's like, don't fucking.
He threw Lightning McQueen.
I don't know where. Oh, there he is. He's on the extension cord. Don't worry, he's fine. He's powerful.
Fucking hate you, Kyle.
Good.
I have a topic.
What's your topic, Dylan?
So, living with like ADHD is like the biggest problem that I have in my life, and just like living with like minor mental like handicaps. Like for me, ADHD is like, because ADHD is a big thing of not being able to regulate dopamine properly.
Can't relate. All my problems are physical.
That's
Moving
fucking
on.
dope.
I find something I like, my brain's like, yo, this is the greatest thing to ever exist. That's why I love Warhammer, like Gunpla, fucking music. I'm just all around a happy guy because everything brings me joy. If I'm not receiving it, that's when I hit a deep end. Like during space prison going on right now, how I'd like to like
Space.
Yeah.
call it. Right now in Canada, we're receiving money to people who have been like taken out of work because of this, and it's $1,000 like monthly.
Yeah.
And I applied for it once, lived off of it for like 5 months. That was a shitty situation, so I had to reapply, and they're like, "No, yeah, we're gonna give you everything that you didn't receive up until March." And they told me how much I was going to be getting, and I was going to be receiving $10,000. And I was like, holy shit! That lasted for a solid 3 minutes before I was like, what in God's name am I going to do with this much money? I'm going to blow it all. I'm going to ruin my life because I have $10,000. I'm just going to fucking, like ADHD sucks. I can't. A big issue, growing, when you're a child, you have an out of mind, out of sight. Like, out of sight, out of mind mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something you grow out of. People with ADHD still struggle to that as they grow up. My biggest issue with that is relationships. If I'm in a long-distance relationship...
It just don't work.
No, because I'll stop texting them. Because I won't even remember... I have a girlfriend. That's it. And I won't talk to them, and if they don't talk to me, I will, not meaning to, ghost them. And generally it leads to the end of my relationship. And ADHD going on in this period has sucked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
It's-
wake up, I've been oversleeping, and it eats at me, and I haven't been going to the gym, and it eats at me. And I'll hop on my laptop and I'll play, video games. And that's what gets me through the day.
Yeah.
Just, growing into this bad mindset.
It kind of it kicks the shit out of people, like a lot out of people, because I'm a relatively productive individual simply because if I'm not doing something, I'm fucking upset.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. Like, I have to always be doing something. If it isn't editing podcast, if it isn't writing it, if it isn't reading, if it isn't drawing, if it isn't painting, if I'm just sitting and existing, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I have to be doing something. And that was my own personal hell because I didn't feel like doing anything because I didn't have a schedule. I wasn't going to work every day for that month and a half before I got called back.
Yeah.
And it fucking sucked. And now I kind of have schedule again. I'm starting to get back into things. I'm starting to exercise,
Yeah.
but it's still kind of there where I can only ever see you guys so often as well.
Well, yeah, we used to do this shit weekly,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been months.
Yeah.
So.
Because of space prison. I find it funny that you guys hate space.
Oh no, it's just him.
It's just
We
me.
don't. Eric does.
I'll fill you in after because I've already screamed on the podcast about it.
That's fair. But yeah, just having in this horrible time that we're going through where everybody's suffering, having any form of mental illness, it's turned up to 10 in this time period. Like with you lost motivation to do anything, and that was a big issue for me. I had to my saving grace was I started writing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
everybody's got their shit, and
And-
it's good that you actually have something
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't.
Yeah, no, I before I started working with you, I'm sure I've told you this, or I was in the hospital for,
Yes.
Yes, I was in the hospital for 3 months because I hit a really down point in my life, and I'm just not going to touch on that topic, but...
And we won't force
Yeah,
you to.
no. While in the hospital, I really found how to cope with my ADHD with, like, things that other people with ADHD don't tend to do. Like, I've developed a much needed love for reading because I didn't get to have my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I barely got my phone. So, like, my ex-girlfriend, we broke up on equal terms, would bring me books, and I would just read them. And me being a sappy human being, loved romance novels and sci-fi. So she put the best together. There was this, like, so it was like fairy tale, like Disney fairy tale stories, like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Red Riding Hood, in a sci-fi action setting.
Okay.
I love this series. I binged this series in a week. And I'm like, oh man, I can read a book a day. And that's me not punching through it. And it's like thick books. Like, she would give me like a thin side story in the book. I'm like, alright, what now? I'm done it. Like, she's like, I just left. I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna go down to the hospital, like, guest counter. I'm gonna buy a book. Power through that. But yeah, just like finding your coping mechanism for mental illness is always a super important thing. Because without it, you can never really like progress anything. Like, if I didn't have coping mechanisms, working would not be out of the picture for me.
Honestly, yeah, because that's what I went through with a lot of my my early working experience. Because I started working at 15,
Yeah.
and I gave myself away too much to whatever job I was doing,
Yeah, I get that.
and I would come home and I would just do nothing. I would do nothing but think about going back to work the next day and all the problems that there would be. And I would map everything out. And granted, I was a good worker. It made me a good worker, but I had nothing left of me.
Yeah.
So after like finding my my niche, where like I really like reading, Warhammer is probably one of my like it's my go-to series because there's so much of it.
Yeah.
Like, I read maybe 5 books in all of Isolation, just Warhammer.
You finished the Karn the Betrayer one, right?
I sure did. I finished that one months ago.
A lot of people, yeah, because we were both reading it around the same point.
Yeah.
And I had, later on after finishing the book, I'm like, this is such a good book. But it was a little, like, confusing at points. I would later find out that is, like, 5 different short stories about Karn the Betrayer that an author got the rights to and melded them in together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is such a cool concept, and a lot of people didn't like it. But I thought that, like, the concept of it was really cool.
That's the thing. I always kind of like that kind of shit because Descent of Angels, which is the book that I'm reading now, that one scored really low on the a lot of the rating websites, and it's simply because it deviates from the Horus Heresy. It's like kind of set in a different time. It's set before the Emperor even comes to Caliban, the world that it takes place on, whereas everything is well after the Emperor touches down.
Yeah.
And people didn't like that, but it's such a good story. It's like Game of Thrones with guns. That's the best way I can describe
Thrones.
it. Yeah.
It's just a throne made out of gun.
But I'll always be eternally grateful to Kyle as well, because he started teaching me how to draw and shit. And
Which I really enjoyed when you started coming to work, and you're like, I've taken up drawing, and watching the progression, like the skill level. So you were like, kind of like,
I'm not good. I'm not
You're
good at
better
all.
than you were.
you're a lot better than you were.
Now that you've gone to digital, it's a lot better as well.
I'm not good still. I will... Here's how I am. I'll always kick myself. Because
I get that.
I'm still not where I want to be. But that's just me. But anyway, drawing has been it's been so good for me as well. Because, like, now instead of thinking, like, oh, I gotta do this after, now it's like, I'm gonna do that when I get home. I'm gonna get this, and this done when I get home. And if I don't, I'll just do it tomorrow. And like,
Good that you're able to actually relax
and like it's, I won't go too much into work because I don't feel like I need to. There's only a certain amount of people that got called back. Stuff is not easy now that there's so few people.
Stop
that!
Like, I had right before Space Prison, I developed eczema from work.
Yeah.
And I had to go off on medical leave, and
I was never able to assemble Exodia myself.
Really? I haven't Exodia. No, but my eczema was pretty serious. Like, if Eric remembers, it was all over my arms, like on my wrists, on my neck.
You were a fucking lobster.
Yeah, I was red and flaking, and it, as you can tell now, cleared up.
As you can
completely.
tell now, he's even worse. Like he's violent.
I will come over there.
All
and
of
I
the
will
viewers
shove this
can
microphone.
all of the viewers can blatantly see that Dylan has degenerated as a human. He's gone from red to black.
Come on, Eric. Degenerated.
You know what?
You told him to be good.
That's just a callback to the start of me saying dumb stuff that I didn't intend.
But,
You very well intended.
No, I
that.
fucking didn't.
I figured you were gonna say like purple or something.
Well, what's the natural progression of color? It goes from
Red to purple.
It goes from lighter to darker. What's
Yeah.
the darkest? The fucking black hole.
I wouldn't call that a natural progression. Color can progress in every way.
You're right, but the progression from lighter to darker.
Okay, yes, sure.
But yeah, so everything going on with that has been put on hold, and I feel like that's why
Workplace environment.
our workplace environment hasn't called me back. I'm sorry. Hasn't called me back.
I wasn't gonna hit you.
I saw that.
Just because, like, all that, and they just don't want me to be brought back and then, like, go out and do all the medical testing. But yeah.
Kyle pointed at the screen,
Yes.
Scream.
and I assume that means
Soon?
that it is time for us to say goodbye. So let's very poorly sing what's a good song? Mr. Brightside.
What?
Everybody sing Mr. Brightside.
I don't know. Mr. Brightside.
Fuck. I don't know.
Coming out of my cage,
And I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Started out with a podcast. How did it end up like this? It was only a podcast. It was only a
podcast.
And this!